Some things are simply unique to Jamaica, and certain way of life is best achieved on the island. Why do I say that? Let's talk about it.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan. Big up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Now, today we're going to be having this conversation about why certain things are only achievable in Jamaica, or at least it seems that way. Now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the peace of mind and relaxed pace of life that you experience in Jamaica. And when you compare it to living in extremely or excessively industrialized nation, there is just no comparison. You have such a peace of mind that just surpasses understanding sometimes. And you can be in a position where you feel relaxed, where the pace of life is such that you are not constantly feeling stressed and feel like you're under duress by the system. Although there are those occasions where the bureaucracy is stifling and choking, but you don't really do that often. And so overall the experience tends to be quite a relaxed pace of life. The second thing to mention is the community. And of course, just about anywhere you go, you're going to have those people who think that they're all that, and those ones who are just ignorant and think that anger, aggression, or violence tend to be the solution to their problems. You also have those who will take just about any and every opportunity to murmur and do nothing further. However, on a whole, they are friendly people that you will find on the island. They're generous people. And the community that you develop and foster, once you come into your community and you treat people with respect and dignity, you'll be amazed how they treat you and how they even protect what belongs to you even in your absence. And of course, we have those people who are entitled and who will feel that they have the right to things. However, on a whole, the neighbors that you will encounter once you select your community wisely, the neighbors you will encounter will tend to be people who are caring, generous, kind, and who will look out for you in times when you need looking out for. The next point I want to raise is the sharing and the caring of people. On the island, you'll find that people acknowledge your existence and they check in on you and they share or barter resources with you. And therefore, you might find that you might not have something, but somebody will just come along and just share what they have with you, in the same way that when you have things, you will share it with others. The next thing we're going to talk about is the cost of living. Many people would like to deny it. However, Jamaica has a lower cost of living compared to some of the other Western countries. We've done so many productions here on our channel that looks at different statistics from different websites that showcase the cost of living in Jamaica when compared to any of the other Western countries in this neck of the woods, and we can see clearly that Jamaica's cost of living is significantly lower, even when compared to some of the thriving Caribbean islands that Jamaicans migrate to. We see that the cost of living here on this island is significantly better. And so it's about thinking about the lifestyle that you want to live, the lifestyle you're seeking to curate, and ensuring that it works well in the budget that you have available and accessible to you. The other factor that we're going to be looking at is healthcare and illness. And many people are worried about getting ill in Jamaica. And illness can happen to us anywhere we are in the world. And the first thing one wants to know is that they have access to healthcare. And then they want to know that they have access to quality health care. And so that is something that we understand. The other side of the coin is that sometimes people forget some of the reasons behind the illnesses that they exhibit in the countries that they reside, and that many of those illnesses has to do with the high levels of stress that they are constantly living under. It also has to do with the air, the toxicity that they are breathing in, and the chemicals in the water they are consuming, and in the foods that they are eating. And so some of these lifestyle habits are the sources to some of the illnesses that people are experiencing. And Jamaica provides the opportunity to lead a healthy lifestyle. It has an abundance of fresh local fruits and vegetables, along with plenty sunshine that the body needs. And some factors that can encourage a healthier lifestyle does exist here on the island. And so I wanted to come here and just share with you some of the things that on returning we've been thinking about, and we're thinking that, you know, these things Jamaica offers them in abundance. And of course, you may be able to get it elsewhere in the world. However, one has to talk from their own personal experience. And having lived in significantly developed countries and visiting many across the globe and living in Jamaica, I would not be able to make comparison with other than those things that I have first-hand experience of. And hands down, the quality of life, these things that I've mentioned here, in Jamaica, you can find them in abundance. And it adds to, it enriches the quality of life that one is able to have. If you've moved back to Jamaica, can you tell us some of the things that you believe that you can only find in Jamaica, and it adds to your life quality that you are able to live here? And if you have left the country, whether recently or a period of time ago, please tell us some of the things that you found to be significantly different in the countries that you've gone to, that you think, had you been in Jamaica, the quality of your life would have been better had you not experienced those things. We'd like to hear from you. So do tell us your feedback in the comment section below. Already, we come home and we start to experience generosity. So one of my neighbors gave another one of my neighbors permission to pick some guinea from his tree. And the one who got the permission to pick the guinea, guess what? Just called me. I went around there, and what was I given? Let me show you. Guinea. So somebody share with somebody who share with me. This is just so awesome. So we have guinea now, where we can go sit down and eat guinea and enjoy guinea, right? Yes. And I was coming up the other evening, and one of my neighbor stopped me and asked me if I want to say, oh, me not have soursop tree at my house. So she gonna give me some soursop leaf. I have it here, one whole bunch of it over there, that I'm going to be using in my drink blend with my herb blend that I take. So I've got it here, and I'm going to go and do them tomorrow, so that I can have my nice blend of it. Just generosity all around, and I'm all around grateful. And my neighbor knocked up. When I went out, it was my neighbor brought me 2 avocados, so I can have avocado as I come back. Wow, nice and lovely. This one is ripe, so I'm definitely going to make something with avocado right now. This one is not ripe yet, but it's almost there, so I will have that to have later. And you know, he said it wasn't a bottleneck tree that he planted, but somewhere along the line, he doesn't know if when it was being fertilized, or he doesn't know where along the line this became a thing, if it was in the pollination process or what. But he has a bottleneck pear, and I get to share with it. It's things like these on the island that helps you to remember all of the generosity of people wherever you go. And so these are things for me in Jamaica that makes it such a wonderful thing. And I'm not saying there isn't generosity elsewhere in the world, but trust me, people in Jamaica just know how to share, and it helps with your cost of living as well. So it's a good thing to have these opportunities. The gardener came. You might be able to hear him on the side. And this is how the back garden looks now. Couldn't believe that when I came and saw it, how overgrown it was. But it's grown up. So what we're going to do now is to just get it cut, and I will show you the after, because me not like see it when it grow up too much. But we'll see how it look when it done. we're out again today on another errand. We have quite a few things scheduled to go and get done and see if we can get everything rectified. We need to go sort out the book rentals. We need to go try and see if we can get finalized registration. We need to go and see if we can sort out a couple more appointments that I have for myself as well, and just get all of these things done and get back home. And the sun is already in its element this morning, so we're going to get moving and see how we can wrap up this busy day, and where we can, we will take you along with us. So we'll see you on the journey. All right, we took the journey all the way to school and we managed to get registration done, so I'm pleased about that. We weren't able to get the books today, the book rentals today, because they had it closed. We missed registration day, so at the moment the collection isn't happening, so they'll have to do that another day. So that's fine, and I understand that they had their program of when they're going to do those things, and so we got the opportunity to do the registration, which was the most important part of it. The books can be collected another day. I just wanted to make sure that I collect it with her, so she didn't have all of that load to carry back on her own. However, once they arrange another day at school for it, then that can be done, so that's all good. I've managed to do 2 of my other appointments on my own, because once we realized that we've managed to, the time allocated to do the books and the registration, we didn't need to use up all of that time, so I decided, okay, then I will go solo and go and do some other things that needed to be done. So I pulled some stuff forward and go get them done, and now I'm heading off to my appointment that I had, because that's a set scheduled time, so I'm going to go to that now and get that done, and then head on back to the market to go and get some stuff from the market, and then head on home. I went out recently and just to make it clear, I was sitting in the bank because there was something I needed to do and I wasn't able to get it done the normal way. It's not something you just walk in and get sorted. I really needed to see somebody in customer service and to talk to them so that I can get the matter addressed. And so of course I planned out my day, made sure I did everything I needed to do before I get to the bank. Got to the bank about 10:30 or thereabout, somewhere after 10. So I explained what my reason for being there was, and of course they took my information, wrote it down, and then they gave me a ticket. So I went, sat down. Of course, when I walked in, I could see loads of people already sitting there. But I know that they have different numbers on their tickets for different things and different reasons. And so I sat and I was waiting. And then it so happens that I already made up in my mind that this was just going to be a day that anytime after that point for the next 3 hours, I can just block that out as dead time. I'd already conditioned my mind for that. So of course there was this man, and he was in there waiting before I got there, so clearly he might have gotten there from earlier in the morning, maybe at opening or something. And so he was sitting there and he was waiting. I could see that he was getting agitated with the wait. And so there was this lady who was a couple numbers ahead of me. And so he recognized her. So he started to talk to her. He recognized her from his childhood. So he was talking to her and, reminiscing and, asking her questions. And I could tell that he was having a conversation with her to try and keep himself busy from thinking about the waiting that he's been doing. And so they chatted for a while, and then the lady needed to just step out to get something that she also needed for her appointment. So she went out, and then when she went, this gentleman sat there, and he was saying, I lived in the UK for X number of years. I've lived in Canada for X number of years, and I also have been through New York on several occasions. He was highlighting that he's been waiting now for almost 3 hours or so. He was sitting there and waiting, and he was getting frustrated with the wait. And so he was saying in none of these countries that he's been to before did he ever have to go in any organization and sit and wait this long to get seen for simple things. And he was like, only in Jamaica they do these nonsense. And so afterwards, you know, he vented that before he started his conversation with the lady. Actually, that's how the conversation with the lady began. And then the lady went and he sat there for a little while, and it's like it dawned on him again, and he said it again. And then he then went and started to go on social media on his phone, playing it. That we the people sitting around him could literally hear what he was playing. You know, I guess he turned it down as low as he could, so he could hear it still, but he didn't have any earphones apparently. And so he sat there and he watched and he watched and he watched, and he probably watched now, and he was like, no, I need to do something else. And he was like, I can't sit here, I can't keep doing this I've been waiting for so long. No man, this is wrong. And then at the time there was another man who had come into the bank, and he recognized him, and so he came over to talk to him, and he chatted with the man for a little while, but he was still discontented. He was like, this is a waste. He said, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, just sitting here waiting, doing absolutely nothing. And the man was saying to him, so sitting doing nothing is harder than working? He's like, yes, it's so hard. I'm just sitting here doing absolutely nothing, and it's so frustrating. I'm sitting here waiting. He's like, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this. And he's expressing, and I could see that talking to the woman, you know, venting earlier and being on social media was his coping mechanism to keep himself from throwing a tantrum, which in the end he couldn't contain, it seems, because he's just sitting there fidgeting and agitating on the seat. You could see him stirring on the seat. I felt so bad for the man. And then he decided, you know what, I'm going home. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. So he got up and left. I was like, you waited 3 hours already and counting. You might just be going in soon. He didn't even stop to ask where he was in the queue. He was that aggravated by the fact that he had to be sitting and waiting for so long. You know how many people have that as their experience? They just get up and go. There was one lady who said, oh, I came in to do this, and this is how long it's going to take, and if I can't get it done today, it's going to have to wait on, because I can't come back next week to do it, because she's going to be working, and she took time off this week to come and sort it, and next week she's going to have to go back to work. And for her, she's going to have to put it off now for almost 2 weeks before it can be done again, because she's not going to be able to get the opportunity to come and resolve it. And things like those is just so detrimental. And then there was this other lady sitting there trying to sort out her bank card, apparently. And she decided, you know what, I'm going off to do some stuff that I need to do. She went, got her stuff done, came back, checked where she was, realized, oh, I can go. She went off again to go and do some more stuff, and came to then come back, but so that she can be seen, because otherwise she's going to be sitting there with just dead time. And the thing is, later on when we finally got seen, when I went in, the lady was so apologetic, because she knows we are sitting out there waiting. It's just unreasonable. And she was so apologetic. She was, you know, very caring and very thoughtful in the process, explaining everything, making sure we were clear about it, patiently waiting for us to do all of the necessary things that were needed. And I can't take it personally on her, because she's a person working down the chain of command. I understand how it is along the chain of command. Even when they tell you to do things that are so unrealistic, it's not practical, it doesn't even fit into the situation in which you're working, but those are the guidelines you have, and those are the guidelines you need to follow. And so even sometimes using your initiative gets you in problems. So I could understand, you know, that she understands the dynamic of the situation and is just apologizing profusely, because she knows the frustration people are having to go through sitting out there and waiting. And it would be so good if that wasn't the case, if that just was not the case that people have to go through and people have to encounter. We need to do better, man. We need to do better. We need to value customers more, and we need to value people's time more. We can't keep doing these things and thinking that it is okay. You know, you go in and you have to provide all of these evidence and everything. You have to provide. The only thing left for you to provide is your DNA. Like they need more from you than the country that you're living in would need for a passport application. They need you to provide it, and the more you provide is the more they want, and that's their expectation. And you have to deliver. But on their front, they're not being accountable. And sometimes those are some of the frustration that people are living through. And it's good when you have companies that are accountable, and you have some that are, because some of the other places that we've been into, your wait time is very brief. You know, the longest wait time I've had is in JPS otherwise, and in JPS they're updating you constantly. They're constantly sending you text messages to where you are, even though you can see it on the screen. In the bank you couldn't see it because the monitors were switched off, so you had no clue where you were other than for the numbers you hear when it's announced over the PA. And so some of the times companies can do so much more by just informing people. And you know, in situations like these, just mobilize the staff that are sitting at desks. It's not going to, you know, they take half an hour to come out. If 5 staff come out in half an hour, they've just addressed 5 people, or maybe even 10. The bank is now cleared, and we can all move on with our day happy and merry, and don't have that frustration and aggravation to deal with. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I would like to hear your view.
The Jam family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. The Jam family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. Jam fam, come hang with me. The Jam family. Jam fam, come hang with me, yeah.
We want to say thank you for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. We thank you for the Jam Fam tribe who've stuck with us throughout this journey, and we thank you to the new subscribers who are coming on and joining the tribe, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. So do take care and walk good.